Namaskar. Today we are going to start on vocabulary building skills. Vocabulary is an important part of language development and therefore we must work on this area with a great deal of effort. Affixes and roots. Adding affixes to existing words, the base or root to form new words is common in academic English. That is, we take the main word and we add either a prefix or a suffix. So prefixes are added to the front of the word, like dislike, you have dis and you add it to like, so it becomes dislike, and suffixes are added to the end of the base, like you have the word active, it becomes activate. Prefixes usually will not change the meaning, but suffixes usually change the class of the word. When I say class, it could change from an adjective to a noun or from a noun to an adjective. So grammatically the word can change sometimes when a suffix is added. Once again, I would like to repeat that we are now going to talk about affixes added to the root of words. Prefixes are little words added before a word, and suffixes are little words added after the word. So let us now look at a few words with prefixes and suffixes. The most common prefixes in English are re, dis, dis, over, over. I will sort of take up the words in the next slide, so do not worry. Just look at this. mis, miss, and out, out. The most common suffixes are ise, en, ate, and sometimes an I, fy, or sometimes just an fy. Now let us look at the words. Re. Re actually means again or back. Restructure. Reappear. You have the word appear, you add re, it becomes a new word. Again, to appear again. Rebuild. Refinance. Give finance again. Dis reverses the meaning of the verb. Disappear. Appear, when you add dis, it means it is no longer appearing. Disallow. Disconnect. Discontinue. Over actually means too much. Overbook. The tickets are overbooked. Oversleep. You have slept too much. Overwork. So, too much. So you can see how the words are actually changing when we add a prefix to the word. That is the root word. Un reverses the meaning of the word. Like you have the word bend, it becomes unbend. You bend and you unbend. Couple and you uncouple. Fasten and you unfasten. So the meaning absolutely changes. Mis, mis means badly or wrongly. Mislead. You lead somebody, but you can mislead a person. Misinform. Misidentify. Out means more or better. Better than others. Outperform. That's be better than others. Outbid. That is, you actually raise the price by asking, giving a better bid. Be is make or cause. Befriend. That is to become friendly. Belittle. That is to put down somebody. So look at the way the prefixes have been sort of attached to the root word. We had 4 prefixes here. Un, miss, out and be. So there are so many words that just have a root word, add a prefix, and a new word is formed. So if you know the root word, then you can form a number of new words. Let us move on. Co means together. Coexist, to stay together, to remain together. Cooperate, to work together. Co-own, that is when you own, two of you own something. Devalue, something has got a value, it has got now devalued. That means it has lost its value. Deselect, you have selected something, now you don't want to select it, so you say, I have deselected. Fore is earlier. Foreclose, foresee, and we have many more words. Forewarn, that is before something happens, to tell somebody about it. Warning is the word, forewarning. So that means to say before or earlier. Inter means between. Interact, to act with, interact with each other. Intermix, when you mix things, you say you intermix the colors to form a new color. Interface, interface is to talk to each other, to interact with each other. Interface is also being able to interact with somebody. So inter means between. So here we have the prefixes co, which means together, de, which means do the opposite of, for, earlier, and inter, which means between. More prefixes. Pre means before. Pre-expose, that is before the actual time you sort of expose somebody. Prejudge, before the judgment is passed, we prejudge someone. Pretest, before you test somebody before the actual test is to happen. Sub, under, below. Subcontract, subdivide. Trans, across, transform. Transcribe, transplant. Trans means across, so you transplant something from one country to another. Transcribe is to write on something. Under, which means not enough. We have the word here, underfund, undersell, undervalue, underdevelop. So it means not enough funds. Undersell is you're selling something at a lower price. Undervalue means you're not valuing something enough. And underdevelop is when a country or a place is not developed fully. So you can just see how many new words are formed by just adding 4 different prefixes to the root word. That is why we need to have a knowledge of prefixes to improve our vocabulary. Again, prefixes: anti, against; anticlimax; antidote; antithesis. Auto means self. Autobiography. You have a biography and an autobiography, which is a biography of myself. Bi, to. Bilingualism, that is learning 2 languages. Biculturalism. So the moment you add bi, it becomes 2 things. For instance, bisect. Sect is to cut something. When you say bisect, it means to cut something into 2. Co is joint. Co-founder. The 2 men are co-founders in this project. Co-owner. The two brothers are co-owners of the shop. Right? So co always means joint. Counter means against. Counter argument. I have argued and somebody else has presented a counter argument. Counter example. Counter proposal. I've given one proposal, but somebody has given a proposal against it. So you have anti, which means against, auto, which means self, by, which means to, co, which means joint, and counter, which means against. Dis, the converse of, opposite. Discomfort. Comfort, you add dis, it becomes uncomfortable or discomfortable. Dislike. Ex-former. Ex-chairman. Former chairman. Ex-hunter. Former hunter. Hyper-extreme. Hyperinflation, very high inflation. Hypertension. You have tension which is at a high level. In, actually when you add to a word it becomes the opposite. Inattention. Attention is giving attention. Inattention means not being attentive. Incoherent or coherence. Coherence means to be very clear. Incoherent means you are not very clear. Incompatibility. To be compatible is to agree to things. Incompatible means not agreeable. So the whole meaning changes when you add the word in. So just see how once again prefixes really change words. Again, in, inside, impatient, inter, between. It means between. Interaction, interchange, interference. Mal, bad. Mal means bad. Malfunction, maltreatment, malnutrition. So it gives the impression of opposite. It's not functioning well. The treatment is not good. The nutrition is not good. Miss, wrong. Misconduct, misdeed, mismanagement. So, not a right conduct, a wrong deed and mismanagement. Again prefixes, mega. Mega means a huge amount, a megabyte. Miss, again I've put the same things. Mini means small. So, mini publication, mini theory, which immediately means small theory, small publication. And mono is monosyllable, monograph, monogamy. Mono means one. So monosyllable is one syllable, monograph is one drawing, and monogamy is one marriage. Re means again, reorganize, reassess, re-examine, to do it again. Semi means half, semicircle, semi-darkness. Super means more than. So superset, a superman, you've heard of the word superman. So superset, superimposition, superpowers. It means much larger than, a huge thing, something very, very big. So when you add super to a word, it changes the meaning. Tele means distant. To telecommunication, distant communication. Telephone, you can use it. A phone you can use very far off distances. Ultra, beyond. Ultrasound. Under, below, too little. Underpayment, that is you pay less. Underdevelopment, we have come across this word earlier. Undergraduate, that means you are not a graduate, you're still studying to become a graduate. Vice means deputy, like you have the vice president and so on. So all these words, prefixes again change the meaning of the main word. Now we come to suffixes. I want to remind you again, suffixes are added at the end of a word. Prefixes are added at the beginning of a word. So the first suffix here is ISE, I-S-E, stabilize, characterize, symbolize, visualize, specialize. So these are special words used, and they are used to make a noun into a verb. So, or an adjective into a verb. A special book. He has specialized in writing books. Differentiate, A-T-E, liquidate, pollinate, duplicate, fabricate. So A-T-E added, again the words change in their actual context. It's not only the meaning, but sometimes they change the form as well. F-Y is classify. Now class is a noun, but classify becomes a verb. Exemplify, example is a noun, but exemplify becomes a verb. Simple is an adjective, simplify becomes a verb. Justify, the just man. The just man tried to justify what he had done. So justify here becomes a verb. En is added to some words. Awaken, fasten, shorten, moisten. Again, they've all become verbs as such. Suffix can have further, we have more suffix. T-I-O-N and S-I-O-N. Action, alteration, demonstration, expansion, inclusion, admission. ER, person. You have an advertisement and you have an advertiser. You have the word drive. The moment you add R to it, the E is already there. It becomes a person, the driver. You have to compute something as a verb. You add R, it becomes a computer. Silence, silencer. MENT means action. Development. Develop something. The development. Now here what has happened? A verb has become a noun. Punish becomes punishment. Unemployed becomes unemployment. So you can see how the words are changing in their form as well. We have some more examples of suffix. ENT and ANT. Person, assistant, consultant, student. So ANT and ENT can mean a person, and it's added to assist becomes assistant, consult becomes consultant, and study becomes student. AGE, action, breakage, wastage, package. AL, action or result, denial, proposal, refusal, dismissal. Again, you come across so many suffixes. Now you've been through so many prefixes, so many suffixes. When you open your dictionary also, you can find words with suffixes and prefixes. More words: dependence, interference, acceptance, endurance. Then you have ERY and RY, bribery, robbery, misery, refinery, bakery. You have ship, state of being, a friend and friendship, a citizen and citizenship, a leader and leadership. So you see how the whole word is changed. AGE, collection of, baggage, plumb edge. So a collection of bags is known as baggage. Plumage is the feathers of a bird. So when there are many feathers, we call it a plumage. ITY, state or quality of being, ability, similarity, responsibility, curiosity. Then you have NESS, state or quality of being, darkness, preparedness, consciousness. CY is the state or quality of being again, urgency, urgent becomes urgency, efficient becomes efficiency, frequent becomes frequency. So all the words have changed. Then you have sometimes words which have both a prefix and a suffix, like uncomfortable. The root word here is comfort. You have a prefix un and able, which is a suffix. Unavoidable, unimaginative. Imagine becomes unimaginative. Inactive, act, in and IV. Semicircular. You have nouns like disappointment. Appoint becomes dis and ment is added at the end. Miss and again shun, misinformation. Reformulation. So we have come across a number of words now. Get a new word in your inbox every day from a site called dictionary.com. Once you sign up, you will be sent a new word in your inbox with its meaning, pronunciation, example sentences and origin. When you check your inbox, you will find a new word every morning in your inbox. This is very less time consuming and you can build a wonderful vocabulary. You don't have to spend time searching for new words all the time. Then play word games instead of video games. So this is also another way of building your vocabulary. When we want to learn a language, we must try and spend a lot of time on our vocabulary. We must find out sites on the internet. We must look up new words. Try and make a list of new words. Another very simple thing to do is have a little flashcard. And on your flashcard, every morning, write a word. You can write a word. Your friend can write a word. You can exchange these words and you will be learning more than 2 or 3 words every morning. So this is also another very important way of learning new words. So work hard and let's hope that you have a large vocabulary in a very, very short time.